I got pregnant at 15 just to provoke my mother. Have you ever imagined what is it like to get pregnant at 15 just to provoke your mom? My name is Erica, and I started dating at the age of 14, even against my mother's will, as she wouldn't even let me out of the house with my friends, and I knew she would never ever accept the fact of me dating. My life was a busy life for a 14-year-old girl. I studied and worked to help at home. I did work delivering pamphlets and as a housekeeper too. My life was really busy, but I loved it. I loved being outside the house because it kept me busy and it made me have a lot of friends. And then come to lunch and arrive after 6 p.m., showered and ran to school and only returned home at 11 p.m. At the end of the week, I couldn't go out, so I could only see my boyfriend at school, hidden. Sometimes we skipped class to enjoy a little more of each other. But if my mother knew, she would certainly be very angry at me. There was a day when my cousin and I left school. We were going to have a snack. A friend of my boyfriend was in love with my cousin too. And then we went out, the four of us. It was a lot of fun. I wish I could have taken more advantage of my school life phase. Because I dated, but I didn't take advantage of these years. And until the day that I made the biggest mistake of my life. My mom was really strict with me, and I could do almost nothing. I couldn't go to the clubs, I couldn't go to the movies, I couldn't do anything without her. Sometimes I even understood her concerns. She was always afraid of me having a life like hers, and that I would end up abandoned by my boyfriend after getting pregnant with him, just like her story. Sometimes I felt sorry for her, for the insecurity she had, but I couldn't pay for her mistakes, and I couldn't even think that the same thing would happen to me, because I was a very different person from her. I spent 3 months dating secretly, but I was tired of not being able to see my boyfriend on weekends, so I decided to tell my mom. It was the worst decision. Of course, she didn't understand anything. She didn't even want to hear me. I could barely explain myself to her. I tried to explain to her my feelings and my thoughts, but she was all incomprehensible and bossy. She was saying that I was doing everything wrong, that I was not old enough to date. She even told me that I should understand that for everything in life, there is a certain time, that I was not enjoying my phase, and my phase now is all about my studies, and this is supposed to be a part of my age moment. And that conversation didn't seem to end anymore, and she just spoke and spoke for hours. I was no longer listening to what she said. I just wished I didn't say anything, so I wouldn't hear her talking for so many hours. When she finally finished talking, she asked me if I understood. I said yes, and she told me to repeat what would happen to me if I insisted on dating him. I didn't know what she said, because she lost me in this endless conversation. So I remained quiet. And she started shouting at me, saying that if I didn't end the relationship, I would have to look for another place to live, that she would not accept me at home anymore. When I heard this from her, I was very sad, and I just wanted not to look at her anymore. I didn't accept that she didn't understand my feelings, and from that moment on, I only thought about how to provoke her even more. So, what do you think I did? Did I break up? Of course not. It was then that I decided that I would get pregnant, just like she did when she was 15. And that was her biggest fear. So I just wanted to do this to provoke her. I started thinking about how I could do that. I looked on the internet for it to see how to do it and to know the fertile period so I could plan everything in advance. And without telling my boyfriend too, of course. Because I knew it. He wouldn't want to be a father at 16. 3 months later, I started to feel sick. Yes, I had achieved what I wanted. After doing a pharmacy test, I found out that I was pregnant. I was so happy and worried at the same time. I didn't know how I was going to tell my boyfriend, but I knew that he loved me and his family supported our relationship. So I decided to tell him first. Then I would be supported, and if my mother didn't accept me at home anymore, I would have a place to go. Although he was scared, he loved the news. He said that he would have to talk to his parents, but that he wanted me to live in his house so much. I was so happy that I didn't even think about my mother anymore. After confirming to me that I could live with him, I told my mother. She cried a lot, and to my surprise, she didn't say anything. She remained silent, and she just cried more. It was a sad scene. I didn't want to see my mother crying because of me. But I couldn't go back, and I felt remorse. She told me that she didn't want me to leave her house, but I was so in love that I packed my bags and I left the same day. Before leaving, she hugged me and she said that she loved me. She was sorry for not being able to show me how much she loved me. And she insisted on saying that she was my friend and that she only wanted my good. I turned my back with the suitcase in my hand and heard her crying even louder. I stayed only 2 months at my boyfriend's house. We fought a lot, and my mother-in-law started fighting with me too. She wanted me to do my homework, but I was feeling sick all the time. I missed the freedom that I had in my house. My friends that I couldn't see anymore because my boyfriend's mom was always giving me some housework to do and controlled every step I took, saying she was taking care of me and the baby. I started to understand that I had made a big mistake when I got pregnant and another one when I left my house. I couldn't take it anymore, and soon I gave up on that life, and I asked my mom if I can go back to her house. She accepted, and I ended up leaving my boyfriend too. I discovered that I didn't really love him and that I didn't want to be with him anymore. My mother supported me in everything. She gave me affection and she was at my side when my daughter was born. Today, when I look at my daughter, I feel that I need to protect her. And now I understand what my mother meant when she asked me to live each phase of my life. I will try to teach everything I learned to my daughter so that she doesn't make the same mistake that I did.